Hi, my love. This is going to be your mini tarot reading. And for your question you asked, you would just like to know the energy for your antique glass eye, who you have named Ferguson. So those of you guys who are watching, my client had found a glass eye in a vintage, like one of those like little antique shops. Ooh, I just saw 1111. Okay, 1111. Look that up as an angel number. That's part of your message for your reading, definitely. So, and I feel like to me that's fate. Like I feel like that's spirit, like validating, and they're kind of saying like this is a synchronistic thing. You were supposed to meet this. You were supposed to meet this Ferguson. You were supposed to find Ferguson. Okay, I'm gonna call it Ferguson instead of the glass eye because I just feel like it just sounds more appropriate because you named it Ferguson for a reason. Okay. So my client had, they found this glass eye or Ferguson, and they just kind of want to know energetically what this, what is all of it? What is this all about? What is Ferguson all about? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be pulling cards on Ferguson, and we are going to see what comes through. Now, I will say this. I don't know if you've seen the movie. I don't know if you've seen the show. I'm sure you have. It's very popular. But the Game of Thrones. So you know how in the Game of Thrones there is a little thing called the third eye raven? Well, the third eye raven is like your ability to see what's going on, in other realms or in other areas of the world. And so the whole character has that ability, right? I feel like Ferguson kind of inhabits that ability. Ferguson is kind of like an extension, a physical extension of your psychic ability to see around you. Does that make sense? That's kind of like what I'm feeling Ferguson is doing. I also feel like the fact that Ferguson is an eye is to me like a protection mechanism. So have you ever heard of the evil eye? Like the evil eye is a protection. Like a lot of people wear it. A lot of people have it hanging in their house. It's like to ward off evil energies, to send back to sender, like people who stare at you or look at you in a nasty way. The evil eye is kind of like to be staring right back at them. You know what I mean? So I feel like Ferguson is also going to be acting as that for you, or you can set your intention for Ferguson to do that for you. Okay. So think of him as like your own evil eye. An amulet of protection, right? An amulet, it's like an extension of your third eye. So Ferguson has the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Imps, and the Hermit. I love it. So to me, the Ace of Pentacles is the opportunity, something being handed to you, but it's an opportunity within the physical realm. The Two of Imps or the Two of Wands to me is just about seeing what else is out there. And I feel like Ferguson is going to do that for you, is going to bring the energy of being able to literally feel like you could see beyond. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but it's literally like that's how I feel. Like he's a physical embodiment of your third eye. We have Chimera, Imagination Clouds, the Judgment, the Black Cat, Your Luck Will Soon Change, and the Spider, Be Meticulous and Patient. So Ferguson coming into your life was meant to be. It was synchronistic. Like I said, I saw 1111 or 111, and I feel like that's key for it. It's another awakening. It's like opening another chapter within your book of spiritual experiences. I feel like Imagination Clouds Judgment is kind of like Ferguson's point or Ferguson's purpose for you is to open up your eyes, to help you open up your eyes, your perspective to situations, because maybe your own two eyes is not enough, right? So maybe you often doubt yourself, doubt your abilities to see beyond. You doubt your ability. And I'm not just meaning like your physical sense, your spiritual and psychic sense, but I'm talking about like everyday things, like you doubt yourself. And so I feel like Ferguson is there to kind of be a third eye, like a watch person. You know what I mean? Like just like that protective sense. I like that the black cat is coming up. Your luck will soon change, because I do feel like Ferguson is acting as the black cat energy, or is acting as like a good luck fortune. You know, like we all have that thing. We all have that one thing that we hold on to, that we have, that represents good luck for us. Like whenever we have it with us, we just feel like we're embodying good luck. So I feel like Ferguson is that for you. He's like your little good luck charm, okay? And then his energy is also with being meticulous and patient. He's just reminding you that sometimes you can't always get everything or see everything you want to see right away. Sometimes we have to be patient in that process. So Ferguson has the energy, like I said, with the Two of Imps, like he sees beyond. He sees into other realms. He has that ability. So he does have like that third eye raven kind of a sense. So if you want to utilize him in that way, like meditating with Ferguson and trying to not see through your own eye, but seeing through Ferguson's eye, that could be something trippy that you could try. The Ace of Pumpkins is like new beginnings, new opportunities and stuff. So that could be a way of growth for you and your spiritual connection and whatnot. And then I also see the Hermit. So to me, the Hermit is kind of saying like using Ferguson for your own self. Okay. This is your own self-discovery, your own path. Ferguson is not meant to be, like shared with the whole world. You know what I mean? Like that's not something you don't want to invite everybody around to see what he's doing or what he's all about. Like it's for your own personal growth and development. So I feel like that with the Hermit. Now I want to look into Ferguson's past life, because I feel like that Hermit, I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit. I feel like that Hermit card is displaying kind of where Ferguson came from. That his previous owner was most likely somebody who lived alone, okay? His previous owner was somebody who had a solitary life, an older gentleman, that kind of thing. So let's ask about Ferguson's background. I just see like an older man with a cane. I feel like this is somebody who is very quiet. He spent a lot of time by himself. He didn't have a lot of friends, family, that kind of thing. He was very much, hermit energy. Interesting. So we have the Temperance card, the Page of Imps, and we have the Ten of Ghosts. This could have been a professor, like a teacher of some sort. I feel like that Ten of Ghosts could easily be looked at as a family card with a lot of people. But I feel like for this sense, with that Page of Imps, I feel like he taught, and at one point in his life, that he taught classes, or he taught school, or he taught to younger people. He was, a teacher. He had students, that kind of thing. And then with the Temperance card, this individual, Ferguson's energy, this individual has a lot of patience, has a lot of ability to connect with people in different ways. And even though he was, teaching and around students and whatnot, he was also very solitary. Now, it kind of reminds me of your energy, because I know that at one point, I don't know if you still are, but you were teaching. So that's kind of funny that came up. So we have knowledge. So Ferguson's energy with his past is definitely full of knowledge. He has a lot. He's seen a lot. I also feel like this gentleman that used Ferguson, I feel like this gentleman probably had a bit of money, okay? And he was able to travel the world, see things, and maybe that's why Ferguson was coming up with the Two of Wands, because the Two of Wands and the Rider-Waite, I wish I had the deck so I could show you, but the Rider-Waite, it's like the person holding the globe in the Two of Wands. So I feel like with that, this hand is holding the globe. So I do feel like the previous owner of Ferguson did travel the world, or they had the ability to do so. They were also filled with knowledge of other cultures, of other, just a different lifestyles. They were able to do that kind of thing. we have separation. So Ferguson is definitely showing the separation from his previous owner that took place, and then the awareness. And Ferguson is fully aware right now of his separation from that person. So he knows that. He knows that that feeling. This old man individual definitely passed on. I feel like, you know, the little family that he had didn't know what to do with certain parts of his anatomy. I guess I could call it that, with his glass eye. But I feel like for some reason Ferguson wasn't meant to be tossed in the trash. He was meant to, you know, land into someone else's hands. And I feel like he landed into your hands. So there was a reason why you were attracted to it. And I feel like maybe because your life is very similar to the original gentleman who owned Ferguson for, you know, his lifetime. Like you guys had that professor teacher kind of a past, you know, and then, you know, living more of a solitary lifestyle and whatnot. So just like, even though you're surrounded by people all day long, you still have a very solitary hermit-like lifestyle, which is nothing wrong with it. It just shows that, you know, you could surround yourself with people all day long, but when it comes down to it, you're at peace when you're solo, you know. And then also the desire to travel. I don't know if that's within you, but I feel like Ferguson is kind of putting that out there that maybe learning more about life, cultures, other people, different, you know, experiences through travel is in the horizon for you. So I love it. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, my love. So that concludes your mini tarot reading. I hope that this, you know, gave you something to think about. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please send me an email. And anyone who's watching, if you would like to book a fall theme reading with me, you can do so by clicking the link below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, loves.